Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of TRUDVANG Legends. This is the core box that you're getting from Kickstarter. This is not with any of the stretch goals or any of the expansions or anything. That is going to be a second wave of shipment. I just wanted to show you what is going to be in the core box, and full disclosure, this is not my copy. This is Colin's copy from the One Stop Co-op Shop. He went in on this one all in and I was pretty excited about it, so we're going to be unboxing this, see what's in it, and then one of us is going to be doing a playthrough of this game. I believe it's going to be Colin. I think he's really excited about this game and wants to do a really cool playthrough for this. So I'm going to let him do that, but I wanted to see what was in this box just as much as everybody else did. So we're going to be unboxing the Kickstarter Core box of TRUDVANG Legends by Cool Mini or Not. And if you're excited to see what is in this box, then I need you to meet me at the table. So we'll take the lid of the box off and see exactly what is in store for us here. This is a huge box. It does come with a rule book. We're going to take a look at that and see what's in it. And like I said, one of us will be doing a playthrough of it, either Colin over at the One Stop Co-op Shop or I will. I'm not sure which one of us is going to be lucky enough to get our hands on this game. It does come with a little sheet here that gives, I think, a nice overview of what's happening in this game. And maybe it might have a little FAQ about what is in the rules or something. We'll have to take a look at this at a later date. This is the rule book. It looks pretty good. It's not too big. It's a Cool Mini or Not game, so I'm sure the mechanics are going to be pretty simple, but are also going to be really cool to be able to take advantage of. Looks like it's about 30 pages long, and the text looks fine with some really cool pictures, hopefully a lot of different explanations on how this all works. So we'll set this aside and continue. The next thing we see is these are all our adventure sheets that we're going to be going on. This is a cool game because it actually kind of, as the game is played, it's going to affect how some of these quests eventually turn out based on the choices that you're going to make. This right here is going to be our point of interest board. It's going to eventually probably have all the different things inside of it. I think there's a little slit up here on top. We're going to be able to slide things in and out of this board from what I understand. You can kind of see it kind of opens up in here. And I believe you're going to be sliding in cards or different things that are going to change the way the game is run and how it affects the world. Meanwhile, all of these are going to be your adventures that you're going to be going on through this. It's going to start with the first one and you're going to continue on. Just to show you how this works, once you decide what adventure you're going to go on, you're going to take your point of interest sheet. And like I said, this thing up on top will allow you to slide this in right here from the back. So you're going to take your adventure, slide it in, and you're going to not know what's going to happen to you. Of course, after you slide this in and get it all set to go, you're going to make sure your point of interest parts are not punched out because you want to keep those covered, and they're going to uncover them as the adventure goes forward, revealing all the different things that are on this adventure sheet. Next we have our punch boards. There are a lot of punch boards here, I think. Yep, let's pull these all off. Actually, there's only a couple. These are all boards. Oh, this will be really cool. All right, so first let's take a look at what we have here. We have our damage tokens down here at the bottom. We also have different threat tokens, point of interest tokens up on the top. These are going to be our double-sided personality tokens. Of course, these are double-sided, so we flip them over. You're going to see the threat numbers change. These become uncolored. Those must have a bearing on how the game continues forward. These are cleared and blocked tokens, so it's blocked on this side, clear on the other side with the little arrows like that. So that's just a few of the tokens here. Oh, we do have the leader token right here. And we have our phase markers here that'll help us through the game, along with some of the other neat tokens which are going to be found on here. These are going to be a lot of the status tokens. We're going to have dark, wind, air, fire, all those different types of tokens right up on top there. These are going to be all different types of runes. Next we have, these are going to be our status tokens down here at the bottom that are going to affect us during the game. Lastly, we have some generic tokens here and some quest tokens right here. And that's it for the punch board. On the back of these, they're all the same, I believe. I don't think there's much difference. Oh, I guess red is going to be bad, blue is going to be good. That's my guess. And we'll continue forward. Now, here is an interesting thing. I think there's lots of boards in here. And these boards are all going to open up. Okay, this is the first board. This board right here is the adventure board, and they believe there's little sleeves. This is the like main shtick of the game, is the fact that you can put all these little cards into these sleeves here, and then that's the way you're not only going to save the game, but you're going to be encouraging the world to change through the decisions that you make. That's the first one. Then we have our world board here as well, and this is just a small part of it. There's a whole other half I'll show in just a second. And again, you can see these sleeves, these little pockets that are in this game, and you're going to maybe go here and do an adventure, and then once the adventure is done, it'll say like, okay, insert this card here, and then what's happening there is based on what you did during that adventure. And the backs, there's all double-sided. There's other side right here, and of course this will fold out into a 4-fold board, but just know that this whole entire continent is going to be unfolded and used as you play through the game. Let's take a look at the next part of this. These are all our hero boards. There are 4 of them. So you can play with up to 4 characters. You can play with up to 4 people. You can play solo up to 4. What you're seeing on here is they're all exactly the same. And up here we have our health and chronicle track. Right here is where we're going to be putting those status tokens that may affect us during the game, positive and negative. Also, we have our miss and draw tracks up here. These are where we're going to be slotting different types of tiles, and also over here feats and things like that. Right down here we have our items, our feat deck, and our hero cards are all going to go onto this. So this is going to keep track of everything we need for our characters as we play through the game. Then it looks like we're going to have our actual Legends book. This is going to have everything that has to do with the narrative to the story in the Book of Sages. I'm going to show you the first page. I can do that because it is the first quest. And I'm just going to try to cover up most of it, but as you can see, it starts with the Child of Light, and it has this introduction on what's going to happen in your adventure. And then as you go through this, you're going to be uncovering all those different parts of the adventure area that is found inside the point of interest board. On top of that, you're going to be gaining items. You're going to be having to do tests by pulling tokens from our rune bags that every character is a little bit different based on the type of class you are. And this is going to continue on through the adventure. This starts at C1 for the first one, and then I believe there's up to 20 adventures inside this Book of Sages. Now, sagas, sorry. The thing is, I'm not sure if you're going to be going through all 20 of them, or if some of them might branch off and it will expand this to only being able to see a few of these, giving you a chance to play this game multiple times to see all the different adventures that this game has to hold. There are going to be an astronomical amount of miniatures, and they're all found inside here, so I'll take a look. Also with the Book of Sagas is going to be a few of these adventure maps. Again, not trying to show too much here because I'm not exactly sure when you're going to be able to see those, but there are some extra maps on top of the world one that you have as well. There are 2 different trays for minis. The first set of trays looks like it has all of the heroes that are going to be part of this game, along with some of the skeleton enemies, I believe, that are going to be romping around the world. They're going to be called drugs or something. I can't pronounce these names. But here are all the different characters, which are pretty cool. And each one of these, I believe, is a different class and going to have different runes inside their bag and different things that are going to be part of what they do, different feats and things. Let's see what this one looks like. This looks like a thief of some kind with the biggest sword I've ever seen in my life on a little miniature like that. We have, again, the biggest bow on a character I've ever seen in my life. Wow, they're not kidding around when they come to the weapons on these guys. Let's see, we've got, it looks like a dwarf-like looking character here. We have, what is this? This guy looks very, ooh, wow. I would say that's a very barbarian-ish kind of character. Look at all those skulls on her, or him. That's amazing. And then we've got this guy as well. He looks like he's got a nice big hammer. He's ready to, oh, there's maybe a pack on his back. Is that a pack on his back? I think it's a pack on his staff here. He's just running around with the staff. That's pretty cool. And yes, this does look like a woman of some, think so? Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's a guy. I don't know. Well, we'll see. As we play through the game, we will find out. And I'm going to guess it is a woman because it's called Ladana. So I'm going to guess that's the name. All right, there you go. Those are the miniatures for our heroes. So I've probably butchered those pieces. And these are one of the types of enemies. We do have more types of enemies. In the other set of miniatures here, these are the bigger ones right here. Check these out. These are going to be really cool. These, again, are some of our enemies we're going to have to deal with. We have forest trolls. That's what these are. These are the forest trolls. All of these, we have like 8 of these guys are all the same. So I have to get these all painted up so that they look cool out on the board there. We have garms is what they call them. These are garms, but they look kind of just like giant, almost look like lions, like something out of the sort of Forbidden Fortress type lions. All right, let's see what we got here. Looks like we have some minotaurs here. These are bull trolls. as opposed to other trolls, the forest trolls. These are bull trolls. Then we have these longboats, or these ships type things. I'm sure these are going to be when it goes to doing adventures out on the high seas. And then we have 3 big, huge miniatures here. I'm sure these are going to be some of the epic battles we're going to be doing. We have a guy called Two Cleavers. We have I'm not even going to pronounce this guy, a huge giant dude with, look at these horns, these are out of control. He's got super horns. And then we've got a dragon of some kind here. This is pretty awesome. And again, I think this character's name is Urkia or something. I can't pronounce any of these names. And I'm going to be terrible at pronouncing names for my entire life. All right, we're going to put these to the side, and then let's take a look at some of the cards. Now, I don't want to show too much of this because, of course, this is a campaign kind of story-driven game, so I don't want to expose too much of it, but it does look like it has some of these things you put on the bottoms of your base of your characters. You know, who's based on the color of the bag that they're going to be using for their character. There are, of course, 4 bags, green, red, purple, and yellow. I'll be using the purple one because I'm a Vikings fan, a Minnesota Vikings fan, my football team, American football team. I love football, so I'm going to take the purple one when I play. But let's take a look at some of these cards. Now, again, I'm not sure how much of this I can show, but I'll see what I can do. This giant mass of cards here are 170 different story cards that are going to be uncovered as you go through the quests that you're going to be going on. I do not want to show any of these because these are going to be uncovered as you play through the game. The next set of cards we have are these event cards. Event cards represent different types of encounters that could happen to you out on your adventure. I'll show one of these just for the heck of it. We have this one here. It does say gathering. You find gathering in a traveling performers and stop to enjoy a nice chat, drinks, and tobacco. So at this point, our heroes would discard a negative status element and lose a heart. That is just one of the events that you could find along your way. Of course, we're not going to look at the rest of these. We're going to be surprised. The next deck of cards we have are enemy attack cards. These are going to be used when the enemy attacks. The enemies are going to have specific stats that you're going to be using when you attack or defend with them, but on top of that, they're going to be drawing a card each turn that could affect how much damage you do. For example, this one is a 0. We could continue going, and this one is a +1. All of these cards are either +1, -1, +2, or -2. There aren't any differences here, or a straight up miss, or even a +3. Wow, that's out of control. So I like the miss. I want the miss. And these are going to be shuffled up and used during every enemy attack when they go after you. The next deck of cards are 4 different feat cards that are going to be unique to a certain element that you're going to be able to draw from. These are set aside. These are not part of the character's feat cards. I'll be showing those in just a second. The next thing is some of these cards, these are the ones that are going to be slotted into the game, and I can show you every one of these because during setup you're going to be putting these in here. For example, we have starting rules 1 and 2, which are going to talk about leveling up and defeat. These are both going to go into your place and slotted in there where it tells you to. On top of that, these starting locations are all going to be placed onto that map from what I understand. These are the 4 starting locations in the world. They're going to be in there as well. And then we have the different phases of the game, 2, 3, and 4. Just a quick reference to show you how you would go about playing this game. And they're all going to be fitted into that map. For example, here it shows our phases 1, 2, and 3. There's going to be 4, 5, and 6 at some point. We don't know what those are yet. They're not supposed to be slotted in quite yet. And then if we look at our map, it's going to show us on the board here where those different locations are, I believe, and we'll just slot them right in according to whatever our quest has told us is what I understand. Of course, I could be wrong exactly how that all works, but we'll be seeing how that works in a playthrough. This is one of the characters. There are so many different characters here. There is Catlia. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these. There's this guy with the thing. There's this bow guy. There's the person with the 2 swords and the dwarf-like character. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. I'm going to fail miserably. We're going to look at one of the characters just to demonstrate exactly what you're going to get in each of your characters. You're going to get your starting character, which shows you exactly what runes are going to be found inside of the bag that you're going to be drawing from to try to do your tests and use in combat. And it says here, exhaust, return the last rune drawn from the bag. And I believe all the characters have that at the bottom. They're all the same. But notice the bags are different. Every character's bag is going to be a little bit different based on what kind of character they are. Then they're all going to get 4, what do you call these, feats. These are all the feats that this character is going to get that are related to this certain character. For example, his Troll Strength 1, and you're going to draw these runes to make this feat happen. And they get 4. They get Troll Strength 1, Silence 1, Lindworm's Blood, and we also have Hand of Death. Now, after that, they're going to be upgrading. So like you noticed, there was that level up card. It's going to teach you how to level up, and you're going to be gaining all level 2 ones. Then eventually, you're going to be getting these legendary ones as you go forward. Then on top of that, there's a specific item for the character, and then there's also these 4 kind of generic ones that they get that are going to also be part of the character itself. So these are really based on the character's name, and these are not. These are really more of a generic type thing. And again, there's going to be different levels of these. So we have Healing Food 2, Soul Shatter 2, but then we got the level 2s of them and the level ultimate ones of them as well, and then some legendary stuff as well coming right back to our character. So all these feats are going to be used for your character as you play through the game, and it's really kind of cool because you pick up your character and you're going to have these feats, and you're going to be able to draw tokens, and you're going to be able to complete these adventures. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, I'm not going to open all of these characters. I just wanted to give you a glimpse into one of those characters, exactly what you're going to be getting when you open up one of the characters. But of course, you can choose the character you want to. You can play up to 4 characters, which is kind of cool, and I'm sure each one of these has their own strengths and weaknesses as found inside of the different types of bags, runes that they're going to have in their bags that you're going to be drawing from. They're all going to be different. These are, except they all seem to have 5 of the darkness one, I believe. I'll have to check exactly what the token is, but I'm sure it's not a good one because they all have 5 of it. And I think that's going to be about it. That's the unboxing for this amazing game. I'm excited to dig into this game. Like I said, there will be a playthrough. Either Colin of the One Stop Co-op Shop is going to do it over there, or I might even have it, or maybe I'll keep the copy and not tell him and start doing a playthrough on my own. No, I'm kidding. But it is pretty cool that he was allowed me to do this unboxing for you. Thank you so much, Colin. We're done here. I hope you enjoyed what you saw here. I hope that gives you a glimpse into what you're going to get inside this game if you ever go ahead and pick it up. And if you did enjoy the unboxing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when more content comes out. There even may be a playthrough of this coming as well. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon. The link to that is in the description as well. Our Patreons do get the ability to help out deciding things in this game. If I were to do the playthrough of this game, I would have you decide what characters we would be using in the playthrough to decide how it all transpires. And as we level up, I would give you the ability to choose how we level up our characters if there is a difference. So it is a really neat way of being able to allow people to help decide how this channel goes forward. Those that have already joined the Patreon are shown on the screen right here. I want to thank all of them for all their donations and all their help to make this channel what it is today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're excited to see TRUDVANG Legends or anything else that comes out on this channel, then of course, I need you to meet me at the table.